Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group. Welcome back to another edition of our video blog. Today we're joined by Michael Krupe from the Trust Pros as we're going to discuss why it's important to make sure your home is in a living trust after you purchase a home. Before we do that, a reminder, if you're a home seller, check out our free home value report. And if you're looking to purchase a home, we have our free MLS search tool for properties all over Southern California. All right, today we have the pleasure of being joined by Michael Krupe from the Trust Pros. And Michael, why is it so important for a buyer after they purchase a home to put their home in a living trust?
It's a good question. We get it all the time. You know, when you buy a home, you're required to have fire insurance. But fire insurance insures against a potential hazard of your home burning down, this new home that you just bought. But there's no contingency built in for other types of hazards that happen in your life. And that's where a living trust comes in. You want a living trust because if I could rename the document, I wouldn't even call it a living trust. I'd call it a contingency plan. And it covers all the other contingencies, not just a house burning to the ground, but in the unlikely event that something happens to you or you and your spouse, you'll have a plan, a written plan that says exactly what will happen in the event that some other catastrophe should befall you.
And Michael, for those that don't know, what's the difference between a trust and a will?
Well, a will is it just covers one contingency. All a will says is, if I die, here's where my stuff goes. And that's it. But a will also guarantees that your estate will be overseen by probate. California courts will oversee your estate. And they send letters out asking if anybody wants to contest the will. And if somebody comes forward and they do contest the will, it could tie up your estate for years. Everything is public knowledge when you have a will. A living trust makes that all go away. The transition of the estate over to the new beneficiaries, it's instant, it's private, there's no intervention by the courts, and that's the main reason why people should have a living trust versus a will. A living trust also, there's a whole living part of living trusts that covers other issues that a will doesn't cover. So for example, a living trust has a power of attorney for financial, where you put someone in charge and say, okay, so if I get sick and I can't run my business, then my spouse will step in and run it. Well, if she's also sick, then I'll appoint someone else to run the business of my life and pay my expenses and pay the mortgage. There's also a power of attorney for medical, where you make all the difficult decisions in advance and you input that contingency so that if your spouse is no longer here or also incapacitated, you choose an alternate to that person. So there's a whole component to living trusts that just a will alone doesn't even touch upon.
Well, I'd like to take the opportunity again to thank our guest, Michael Krupe with the Trust Pros. Michael's information from the Trust Pros is down below. If you have any question about trust, make sure you give Michael a call, a great resource here in the greater Los Angeles area. And as well as Michael will actually make a house visit to your home to discuss how the trust can actually benefit you and your family. Again, if you have any real estate questions, contact us here at the Scott Himmelstein Group, 818-396-3311, 818-396-3311. And thanks again for watching our video blog.
Thanks for having me.